anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe
Too much can be done on this mic that I ain't doing ready.
Pipe bomb. Pipe bomb. Anybody else?
Alright guys, I know you want Marlon Egolf. I apologize. But I am going to bring you my first video for DraftMedge.com, and I hope you like it. I'm going to do a 4-pack sealed. The new one, not the good old one. Wizards was like, oh shit, we're losing money on this deal. Let's add 2 tickets and hurt the prize pool. Fantastic. Alright, so it's about to start because people eat these things up like crack. Because for good players, it's very easy to win. It's extremely bomb dependent. Sweet. I got my Chase Uncommons because that doesn't gate crash. Thank God the Dragon's Maze pre-releases tonight. Sorry about that. My rares are alright. Now let's just see if I have anything in color. Not that that really matters. Okay, so I can't use Manipulator. That's just not going to work. I am always going to first try and do Esper. Or Black-White. Extort is just atrocious. It's so goddamn good. It's insane. My green seems fairly deep. I don't know if Giant... See, this is my first 4-pack, so I didn't really play them previously when they were around. Unlike Michael Jacobs, I don't see the point, given that I have all the cards I need from drafts, so I don't see why he thinks it's good EV, but people believe Michael Jacobs is God, so... right now I'm just taking out my playable stuff. I am not Derek Boyko. I will not play Spire Tracer. I got some good Boros. Now, I would do anything to avoid playing Boros. I hate it more than... I disdain Boros. It's like Rakdos to me, and RTR just has no late game. I would love Esper. If I had Undercity Informer and Mortar Strider, I would just slam it and like put walls in for the rest. My best rare is the Spectre, or that, whatever that dude is, 2/3 flyer. My one true removal spell is Orzhov Charm. I just don't think that my Black-White-Red is good enough when I have cards like Gore-Clan Rampager and Shanktail. But I'm going to see what it looks like if I try Black-Red-White, which seems like the best combination. I mean, if you were to make a deck, Black-White-Red seems like, in sealed, it's the strongest. I have the gates for it. I have Boros gates and other assorted gates. It gives you extort triggers along with small creatures. But looking at it, I don't think it's good enough. A whole bunch of 2-drops. If I've learned anything from from draft, that all 2-drops is fantastic. But in this type of format, I feel like I want something a little more powerful like this. This is my Naya. Naya is my second go-to behind, Mono Extort. And I have done it before. I have done the 23 creatures with Extort in its name and 17 lands in draft. I did not lose, but I did laugh a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. 22 creatures with Extort and a Corpse Blockade. This looks pretty strong. So, my Naya looks very good. Now, if I want to try Grixis, I don't have the stuff for Grixis. I'll be honest. Also, I don't think Grixis is really in this format. I have some pretty good black with nothing to pair the black with. If you just look at my blue overall, it's just so weak. It's like 4 or 5 drops and a 1/3. So I can't even go Simic, which is very powerful if you have the cards. I have this 2/3 flyer that exiles cards, and I'm like, oh, I want to play this so badly. Now this is just straight up Gruul. It seems really curve intensive. Like, if I don't hit my curve, I auto lose. And then I'm trying to see if I could fit in blue in any way, shape, or form, because Simic Manipulator is just nuts, especially with cards like Burst of Strength. So I'm going to scrap that. Let's just see what Naya looks like straight up. And if you were wondering, yes, I am currently playing Call of Duty, and I am in a Shadowmoor draft, which is the most fun I have had in a very long time. Lorwyn's going to be also a ton of fun, and I have a modern daily event coming up. It's what the kids call multitasking. So I look at my black, white, red, and I'm like, it's alright, but is it good enough? I don't know. I mean, I got a really weak 3-drop slot. I Boros Charm and Orzhov Charm, which don't exactly combo together very well. Ooh, there's a Premier Standard coming out. I don't play Standard, so it doesn't really excite me much. I got Skullcrack in case they, you know, play Thragtusk. I don't like this at all, to be honest. My black is good with the Screechers, but when my late game is a 3-1 First Striker, and I have the mana fixing, I do. I just don't like it. I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to activate Battalion with this, but it never hurts. Oh god, this is the mana setup they're giving me? But it doesn't hurt to make this deck and save it, just in case I want to sideboard into a black, red, white with a curve ending at 4. I also don't know if I should play more or less mana based on extort triggers and whatnot, but with this kind of curve, I think you're fine with any amount of mana. I don't like this. So let's just scrap this and try something else. And I know what you're saying, the black, white, red could be better if I play cards like Martial Glory and etc., but it just wouldn't be. So my red seems alright. My green seems probably my deepest color. Experiment 1's good, Disciple's good, that guy has a huge ass. He gives, you know, it's, what is it? Comes into play, give your guy has a huge ass, something like that. I'm very lucky with my mana in this one. I mean, I have a prismatic whatever. I don't even know the names of cards, I just know pictures. Quite unexpected results. If I was a retard like Travis Wu, I'd slam that shit. I might want to consider Burst of Strength, but I think my white combat tricks are much better. Also, having a 3-2 flyer in this format where like a 2-2 flying gargoyle is good, is really, really good. So this is my Naya. This is my like best possible Naya, I believe. You know, minus the Skullcrack, which is just invaluable. I don't know why I don't like the Armored Transport. I mean, maybe it's because if it gets to late game and he becomes defensive, he's like the worst creature ever. I could play 4 colors, but I am not ballsy enough. If I was Josh Frankel, I'd do that like in a second. Trying to think if there's anything else that would be like really just like nuts in this deck. But the more I think about it, the more I remember this is Gatecrash, quite possibly the worst set they've ever made. So I'm just gonna have to live with this. Although Aerial Maneuver would be nice, but I just want to kind of jam as many creatures into this deck as possible and use Xertos Swine. And with this amount of mana, I mean, that's a lot of lands for a 30-card deck. You know, I don't know how I feel about that. I also am not a big fan of Scorchwalker. Probably because in draft I end up playing against so many Bomber Cores, and Bomber Cores just look at Scorchwalker and they just kind of like giggle a little bit. I don't like those, I'll be honest. The Armored Transport should be in, and what's that big mythic dude? The green guy. Anyone know? Alright. Giant Adelphage. Which they should make tokens for, but they don't, which makes me sad. I'm just afraid that my Blood Rush creatures are my best creatures, and I kind of don't want my Blood Rush to be wasted, you know, because I have no way of really getting creatures back. Going 4 colors is probably my best bet here, but I'm trying to slim it down a little bit. I mean, that guy's pretty good, but he gets blocked by a 3/3 and dies. I know taking out the Martial Glory may not be my finest moment. Probably taking out the Boros Charm for the Martial Glory is a better idea, but they kind of do the same thing. Not really. They could both win you the game or work as a good combat trick in an assortment of ways. I should also take out a red or white instead of a green, but I feel like my green's pretty good here, because I only have like single green spells. Adelphage, oh, I want him in so badly. And Armored Transport should be in this deck. I should remove him out and try one out, but here's the deck. Let's give it a shot, and I'll waste money so you don't have to.